Hey, it's Ethan, and in this video, we're going to be mapping out an offer for an inbound call receptionist. We're going to be mapping out the dream outcomes, problems, solutions, niches. We're going to be really getting clear on exactly what problems we're solving so that we can write effective copy to put ourselves in front of people where this offer would be valuable. This copy is going to be for cold email copy, LinkedIn copy, LinkedIn DM copy, LinkedIn post copy, etc., etc. And so at the end of this video, you will have a complete offer that you can start selling to people for an inbound call receptionist. So if you don't know what this means, it basically means like a lot of people call these VAPI agents, but the essence of this is that if a local business is getting inbound calls and wants to schedule those on their calendar, we can replace their current call system with an AI receptionist, which can essentially understand what openings they have on their calendar. It can understand what like when someone can schedule, if it needs to schedule a human, have like certain parameters to figure out if it like what route it needs to take. And so with that being said, we're going to map this out on this call. So if you don't know who I am, I'm the founder of Smart Scaling AI. I build AI agents for various different businesses. I've built a lot of AI cold email systems, AI marketing systems, and now going more into like AI SDRs and inbound call receptionists. And so this is essentially a board I created using Alex Hormozi's framework. But the essence of this is just that we want to be able to understand and map out these offers. I've mapped out, this is for the school community. What are the specific problems I'm solving in my community called AI Agents University? And you can kind of see what this process is going to look like. We're going to map out all of the specific problems. We're going to sort of like rank them, and then we're going to go through each of the individual steps that someone would need to go through to be successful in this offer. And then we're going to create specific lead magnets or solutions to those offers. And then finally, what I didn't do in this one, we're actually going to create the specific niches that we want to target. This is going to be particularly helpful for cold email. For I didn't do it for the community because pretty much my audience is the niche is anyone watching these videos. Whereas if I'm doing an outbound system for actually reaching out to people, I want to be able to target different niches and being able to see which niche is most responsive, et cetera, et cetera. So with that being said, let's actually start mapping this out. So one of the things that I've found really helpful in this process is I will actually use a Claude project. So I created a Claude project with $100 million offers transcript. And so the essence of this is that I have the entire book of $100 million offers right here that I can, use and reference inside of this. So now what I can do is I can basically start ideating these different processes. And then on top of that, I think it's just like a really solid framework. And so on top of that, I have here the, niche market finder checklist, the guarantees checklist. And I think the main one here that we're going to look at is core offer creation checklist. So this is Alex Hormozi's just like checklist of the book. So we can basically say like, okay, we want to do an inbound voice receptionist agent. What are we going to do now? We're going to first define the dream outcome, then list out every potential problem they can encounter, every intricate step, everything that happens before or after they achieve their goal. How can we make it worth it, easier, faster, cheaper, maybe not cheaper, enjoyable, sustainable, and every possible solution. And then what are the different mediums of delivery? Ours is going to be one-on-one, done for you. Potentially, yeah, I don't really want to build any sort of done with you offer because this is not a niche that I want to do done with you services in. But the essence is going to be we're going to create a done for you one-to-one, and they're going to have access to us via Zoom and email. And we're going to, the consumption is going to be, yeah. So, and then it gives us like some of this other stuff down here. So let's actually start diving into this offer creation process. So we're going to start by defining their dream outcome here. And so the dream outcome, I believe the dream outcome here is going to be something like, let's see, the dream outcome is all inbound calls are qualified and scheduled into their booking system. Maybe it's a booking system / CRM automatically using AI, such that they don't need to hire an assistant, hire an employee for this role. And so the dream outcome is quality scheduled into their booking system / CRM 24/7, 365, automatically using AI. So there's no downtime. All right. And so that's sort of the dream outcome that we're going for. And so the idea here is that there's a couple different niches. We're going to do niche creation at the end here, but there's a couple different niches that would really like this offer. But the essence of it is like, right now they need to have someone on staff all the time answering calls. If there's multiple calls, it can't handle it. So the idea is this inbound calls are automatically handled with AI. They're qualified and scheduled into their CRM. This is going to look different for different people, but how we actually schedule this into their CRM, this is probably going to be one of the really big systems or level ups. And then maybe we can actually set up like a bonus. We're kind of getting ahead of ourselves here, but I just want to note this for now. Let me just grab a sticky here. A bonus is we build out their CRM / automated follow-up sequences with the people that are qualified via the agent. So I think this could be an extra bonus or an extra add-on. This is how we could increase the LTV of the customer. So we could add this, CRM build, because this naturally leads into this, right? If we're building an inbound agent, then it's going to naturally lead into building out their CRM as well. So, and specifically, this is inbound. I do not want to build an outbound agent. Do not believe in that at all. So I'll add that in the solutions section. I'll add that as a bonus. I'll just add that down here. So the next thing we want to do is we'll just plug this into AI, and I usually just bounce things off of AI. So using Alex, or I'll say you are Alex Hermosi. Your objective is to help me create the most a grand slam offer that people would feel stupid saying no to. The offer we will be building is an inbound AI voice receptionist that can take inbound calls and qualify them and take and add them to a CRM / booking system automatically. We'll follow these steps. Step 1 is identify dream outcome. Step 2 is identify problem set. Step 3 is create solution space for every single problem. And step 4 is identify niches, which might actually need to be step 1, but these are the steps. This should work pretty well. All right, so we have identify dream outcome. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to ask Claude to help me refine the dream outcome. See, this is so helpful. What they really want is to never miss a potential lead. Converting more leads into customers, stop wasting money on receptionists, have perfect data capture and follow-up, look more professional, have peace of mind. Okay, so this is actually phenomenal, and it's already giving us niches. So medical office, law firms, real estate agencies. This is already like a really good niche, like a solution space for our niches. So I'm actually just going to start adding these in here while we get them. So boom. The niches are going to be, I think I usually do that. All right, so medical office, law firms. 1 sec. I like to make my shit look good. It's a little bit bigger. law firms. We can go after real estate agencies. We can go after home services, HVAC, plumbing. This is one I'm really interested in going after because they're not going to be getting hit up via cold email from your average Joe looking to I've been hitting up a lot of my campaigns right now have been towards marketing agencies, and it has not been working out very well. And my hypothesis is that these are industries that are just getting hit up by a million people per day, because it's like the most common niche. Like, let me just hit up marketing agencies. But if we start hitting up like local home services, I feel like the opportunities could be endless here. We're hitting up local home services that are interested in inbound voice agents, and potentially they're not techie, they don't have a CRM. We'll be setting up the CRM for them, so it'll be inbound agent and CRM build, and this is probably going to be an absolutely huge offer. So home services, HVAC, and plumbing. All right, so the next thing is auto repair shops. The next thing is dental practices. The next thing is chiropractors. And the next one is, I don't really like the insurance agency niche, so I'm not going to do that. All right, so here's a list of niches. Let's, so now we help it ideate. So this is what they really want. So the dream outcome. So this is a solid one. So usually I'll add a couple different dream outcomes here just to refine this, but like to be able to have never miss or mess up another sales opportunity again. I actually don't like that one. Let's refine the let's just put in a niche so we can know, like, identify the dream outcome. So let's niche down to home services businesses, and let's refine the dream outcome by focusing on the specific goal that they would achieve by having an inbound AI voice receptionist. And so if you haven't followed my videos in the past, you'll notice a common theme is that I focus more on creating the offers and refining the offerings, as opposed to just getting better at AI. The biggest thing is that we're actually just going out and selling these services, and then once we sell them, like these, I know that this is something I can build. I've just never built it before, but I've seen a million other people build this thing on YouTube, so I know that just building an inbound FABI agent is not going to be something that's going to be difficult. So book more jobs without having to answer another call. All right, so let's focus on the fact that it's answering calls 24/7, and that they don't need to hire someone, and that it's able to manage, it's able to know their availability and book the lead, the caller, into their next open slot. Book jobs 24/7 on autopilot without hiring a single person. So again, I kind of want to put AI in it. Book jobs using AI without, because it's like, this is such a hot topic right now and every business wants to implement it. So I actually think this is part of the dream outcome, or it could help us. So now we're going to identify the problem set. So problem set, lost revenue from missed calls. That's actually huge. And so we're going to go here, and what we're going to start doing, we're going to list out as many possible problems as we can. So lost revenue from missed calls, missing calls while on another job, missing calls during peak hours, missing weekend calls when office is closed, staffing headaches. That's pretty solid. Can't find reliable receptionists. High turnover in reception roles, training new staff constantly, paying benefits. Yeah, like, you don't have to pay them as much. So we could say like a quarter of the price of a receptionist that you would hire. High fixed costs, scheduling and availability issues. So we could say that's like double booked time slots is one. Not having real time tech availability, having to call customers back to reschedule. I don't know if I want to put this one in here. Manual coordination. There's too much manual coordination. Let's go back here. You can see I barely have prompted AI and I've already got all these potential problems. What we're going to do is we're just going to map out all of the potential solutions, and this is how we're going to build this out. But let's go back to kind of Hermosi's framework of you want to make it easier, faster, and you want to reduce the risk. All right, so easier, faster, reduce risk. Let's put that in here. So kind of problem ideation. Easier, faster, no work on their part, reduce risk by showing it will work. All right, and then the next thing is, all right, customers booking appointments but not showing up. This would be the automated follow-up system. No automated reminders, schedule gaps, inefficient routing. That's not really, what even is that? All right, so let's identify more problems. This time let's focus the problem spaces on how we can reduce the risk by showing them that this, actually no, this is something in the solution space. All right, so this problem ideation, this is actually solution ideation, because to make it easier, to make it faster, to reduce risk is something that's going to happen when you're actually building out the solution, not the problem. So we can just list out as many problems here. Let's focus on the problem spaces of having someone online 24/7 with 100% accuracy, increasing top line revenue because leads aren't being missed, increasing show rates. I guess they're actually going out to them, so it's going to be like increased communication with leads in fully automated way. Then it's going to be, what is the other? Increased communication with leads in fully automated way. What else do we have here? And so we have increased communication with leads in fully automated way. Then we have what other problems do we really want to narrow in on? No missed calls from prospects ever. No headache of hiring. No headache of needing to hire and manage someone, and cheaper than hiring someone. So these are like a lot of the core problems. So the idea here is I'm just trying to figure out what are kind of like the core buckets, and I'm using AI to help me really narrow in and identify it. So we could say that they have no night weekend coverage. We could say manual data entry leads to error. Entry from receptionist leads to errors. We could say Important details get forgotten. Complex scheduling. Peak hour calls go answered during busy times. Some of these are a little bit duplicate, but that's okay. Voicemails don't get returned fast enough. Leads go to competitors who answer first. Can't handle. This is one I was on the tip of my tongue. Can't handle multiple calls simultaneously. Follow-up opportunities get forgotten. Then we have no tracking of missed rev opportunities. That's not really it, but manual follow-up, we already put that in there. No systematic nurture process. I guess that's kind of the same thing, but I'll still put it. It's a little bit different. No lost time playing phone tag. No automatic rebooking of cancellations. That's actually really good. Okay. Yeah, getting testimonials could be an interesting one, but honestly, yeah, whatever. We're just doing ideation right now. Yeah. Way cheaper than hiring a receptionist. Way more reliable and effective than hiring a receptionist. And infrastructure. Yeah, I think that's going to be kind of the core problems. So the idea here is this is what's called divergent thinking. We want to diverge to as many possibilities as we possibly can. And so look, we just got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 24, 27 problem statements, which is actually quite a lot. And so all right, let's focus on the problems related to the documentation of these leads into a CRM system and how difficult that is. Now we're kind of mixing two offers in one right here. We're mixing the CRM and the inbound, but while I'm being cognizant of that, I think that it could just be a huge value add to actually build out their CRM for them. And so I think, yeah, I think it would be helpful to put this in. Maybe I'll just do something like this where I will, segment this out as something different. Problems. I'll do like problems, inbound voice. And you can notice that like this isn't going to be that different from like a medical industry or a law industry. The only difference is that it's going to be higher cost for them to miss leads. And it's going to be, like the nature of the calls is going to be a little bit different. So rather than saying like, hey, I'd like to book an appointment, it would be like, hey, I need to hire a lawyer. Hey, I have an emergency. I really don't want to do medical offices because it's like, hey, I have an emergency. The risk of that is so high. Whereas we could probably go with, law pretty easily. Okay, this is not good. Wait. All right, well, let's see if I can have to there we go. So this is going to be CRM offer core problems. We kind of mixed this in already, but that's all right. So if we add this down here, let's add in some CRM problem statements. So this is going to be something like receptionist misspells customer names in CRM, wrong phone numbers get entered, leading to inability to contact prospects later. I hope that these videos are helpful in that they're showing you kind of like an in the weeds process. A lot of people kind of show like the, here's how you create an offer in the abstract, and they give you like this formula, and they say you want dream outcome, likelihood of achievement. But what I found is that when I actually go and create the offer, it's actually way more complicated than just like follow this framework. It's like really difficult to start thinking of, solutions and figuring out how that actually leads to a coherent piece of copy. And it's like it's a very difficult process, and so I want to show you what this process actually looks like, so you can see what like the in the weeds day to day looks like of actually running a company, creating offers, that sort of thing. And so let's continue with this. Email addresses leading to inability to contact. Jobs categorized wrong, so workers are unprepared when they get to job site. Oops. When they get to job site. The next thing is important details get left out. Critical fields get left blank. Details get forgotten before entry. Backlog of data entry pile up. After hours calls don't get entered until the next day. Emergency calls don't get logged properly. Quick calls forgotten entirely. Rush time leads to forgotten documentation. Customer history not checked during call. And then it's going to be something like, this is pretty comprehensive. Sources don't get recorded. Where did you find us from? Follow-up tasks don't get created. No systematic nurture process. That's exactly what we put in the last one, but this is more CRM. The status update is missed. Opportunities, I think that's the biggest one. A lot of these are problem statements, but what we'll do is we'll figure out what is actually the most important problem statement, because these are not all necessarily the highest like demand project statements that you're going to find. There's going to be no visibility, conversion rates are unknown, peak call times not tracked, seasonal patterns, no, multiple systems don't talk to each other, calendar sync problems, data stuck in silos, no automated workflows, duplicate data entry required, tech stack fragmentation, system training gaps, duplicate data entry required. Okay. So this is pretty comprehensive. Now comes the fun part. We've determined the dream outcome of an inbound call receptionist agent. We've determined the specific problems that someone would have that we're targeting, specific problems related to CRM related problems and inbound voice agent related problems. Now we want to identify solutions. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to pick the ones up here that are either like most common or like the deepest pain points. And we won't really know this fully until we actually talk to people. But the idea is that we're just taking our best guess here. So lost revenue from missed calls, I'm going to say that's going to be high up there. I think just like missing calls in general. I think the receptionists are expensive. I think that's going to be a huge one. I think HR headaches is going to be a huge one. Where was that at? I think another one's going to be not getting added. No follow-up. No systematic nurture follow-up. Opportunities slip through the cracks. And then I'm going to say, I don't think the manual data entry, I don't actually think that's that huge of a problem. Staffing and HR headaches. All right, so I think that's going to be kind of like our core 6 problems. And so the idea is that we're going to generate, as many possible solutions as we can to these 6 problems, because a lot of these are very kind of like duplicates, more reliable. So let's go back to Claude and kind of see what was the original one that it said. It said, never miss a potential opportunity, convert more, stop wasting money, have perfect data capture, look more professional, peace of mind. I think it's going to be, yeah, let's just add these in just for, clarity's sake. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in there, add that. We're going to, boom. All right, so this is just for our own clarity's sake, so I'm going to put that over here. So boom. Solution, I'm going to put this over here as well. All right, so we have this. All right, so taking these problem statements, let's start with lost revenue from missed calls. I think that was the first one down here too. Never miss a potential sale. So lost revenue from missed calls. So now we need to think, how can we make it so obvious that we're going to solve that problem? How can we show them that we'll immediately solve that problem, that they won't have to do any work, and that it's low risk? And that's this value equation. How can we show them that we will immediately solve that problem? So no time delay. They won't have to do anything to solve it. And we have case studies to show that it's very likely that they will achieve that outcome. So let's go into this. So the solution statement is going to be something like, all right, so we're going to say, use the following, use context from Alex from the $100 million leads book in the knowledge base. Help me, let's ideate potential solutions to the problem of missing leads, missing calls, and therefore losing leads and potential revenue. Let's start with, I like to just, do this without AI to start, just to get the juices flowing. I don't want to become too reliant on AI. So I think at the core of this, let's start with, what are the solutions? So we will set up an AI voice receptionist for you in 2 weeks, or your money back, or in 2 weeks. That will, with a 98% success rate of properly qualifying those leads or your money back. So I'm not sure if this is actually what I want to do, but I'm just trying to get in the mindset of like, what are the actual potential solutions to this? And so the next one's going to be, all right, we will set up an AI voice receptionist for you in 2 weeks with a 98% success rate. The next one's going to be, we will let's just see what it says, because the essence of it is, we don't want to get too technical. Like, we're not going to say, hey, I'll set you up a VAPI agent. We're going to say, we'll set you up the equivalent of a voice receptionist within 2 weeks or your money back. So boom, this will be miss zero leads for life. Interesting take on things. The core promise is, we'll set up in 14 days or your next month free. Every call answered within 2 rings, 24/7, 365. The solution is every lead perfectly document in your system. Sync with your calendar to only book jobs when you can actually do them. Custom handling for after hours emergency calls that need immediate responses. If your AI misses even one legitimate lead in your first 30 days, you get the next month free. I don't know if I'll use this, but it's an interesting risk guarantee. We're going to go into risk reversal and guarantees in a second. The key here is that, like I did with Jim Nons, we're not selling a receptionist, we're selling guaranteed revenue capture. One missed 2,000 job pays for the entire year of the service. It's probably going to cost more than 2,000. I'm imagining maybe for the first agent that we ever build, we'll charge like 2,000. But I think we'll over time charge 3, 4, 5, 6,000 for these things. Would you like me to break down pricing tiers in psychology? Before we break down pricing tiers, let's come up with more solutions. So going back to the offers book, how can we make it easier? What next problem will they face? So we're essentially saying what are the specific aspects of this process that they'll need to go through, and how can we make it easier for them to show them that we'll do it for them. So it will basically say, we will qualify every lead you get via phone call and automatically book them in open slots on your calendar. What else will we do? We'll make it easier. We will build an AI receptionist that handles all your calls within, I think 2 weeks is a reasonable sign. Within 30 days. I want to just give us ample time for the first couple ones, or your money back. Enjoyable, sustainable, something they believe they can do. So some people might not trust AI. So let's use AI. Instant language switching for non-English callers, real-time integration with tech location, ETA updates. That could be really interesting. But I don't want to put that in the cold email. But we'll add it in here as a potential solution, right? This is the divergent thinking. We're trying to diverge and create as many solutions as we can. Automated follow-up sequences. We will automatically follow up with all of your appointments before and after the appointment to ensure customer satisfaction. And then we will smart upsell suggestions based on service history, call sentiment analysis to flag VIP treatment needs. Yeah, we could probably do that. So let's go back over here, and then we're gonna use rush hour handling procedures, automatic lead scoring system, qualification, instant text quote follow-ups, competitor price matching tool, automatic estimate ranges. Documentation, we can understand the job type. Yeah, so we can understand what type of job they're actually looking for, the priority of those jobs. All right, so let's be more specific with the solutions by coming up with specific copy, such as we will answer every call you receive and ensure you won't miss a single call from a prospect or your money back or the other things that we were looking at. We were looking at stop wasting money. Okay, this is really interesting. All right, so I'm gonna let it run this, and then I'm gonna say, let's identify solutions. Let's identify as many solutions as possible. The core problem of call receptionists aren't cheap to hire. Managing HR is a headache, and aren't cheap to hire. Managing HR is a headache. And receptionists aren't online 24/7. So let's speak to the HR problem a little bit more in depth, and let's see what these are. Never miss another dollar. Every call answered with 2 rings or that month is free. As long as we truly believe we can do this, and it might actually, like, even if we don't do it, it might be good to actually put this in, and if we have to refund some people, we kind of like learn what the limits are. Or we pay you $100. Book jobs while you sleep, or we work for free. Book jobs while you sleep. All right. Triple your team without payroll. Handle 3 calls simultaneously without having staff. Okay. The next one is never lose another urgent job to a competitor. Peak hour production. I don't know if we can handle multiple calls. Every customer detail captured with 100% accuracy. I don't know if I would say 100%, but interesting idea. So again, we're just coming up with as many solutions to these problem sets as possible. Client history. Never forget to nurture another lead again. Client history mastery. Instantly know every interaction with every caller. Know exactly which ads are making you money. That we don't what? Save 45K on receptionist cost. I really like that one. The benefits required. No benefits required. 24/7 coverage without health care. That's really interesting. Scale without staff. Handle 300% more calls without adding payroll. So what I'm thinking is that we're actually just going to put these all into cold email campaigns, and we're just going to test like 8 different variations of this. We're going to see which ones actually work out in the end. All right. Okay, so we have, the cost solution, handle 300% more calls, no more per minute per charges ever, never pay to teach someone in your business again. That's an interesting one. And so kind of like looking ahead at the next video, once we finish this, we identified the niches, we identified all of these different things. Once we finalize this, we're then going to actually write the copy for our cold email campaigns, and we're going to source the leads for those campaigns. And so we'll actually write the copy live and kind of see how we convert these solutions and problem statements into actual cold email copy, so that we can actually reach out to people and test this offer IRL. And so that's kind of what's coming next. If you want to learn how to build agents, you can join my AI Agent University school. And in here we have like calls where we build agents every single week. We have you can book a call with me. You can pull all of the agent templates, and all these templates will be they're all directly accessible inside the community. And if you want me to build these systems for a business like you, any sort of agent, smartscalingai.com. All right, so let's continue here. So we have what other solutions? Cheaper than part-time 24/7 service. So let's say it probably is cheaper than 20 hours of labor, but I don't know if I want to bank on that, because we could say like if they pay someone $20 an hour times $20 is 20 hours is 400 per week times 4 is, I guess, 1,600 a month would be pretty solid. Your AI assistant never quits or needs replacing. Set it once, never supervise again. All right. Management minimizer. All right, so for the next one, we're going to do, so we have all of these, and we're going to do this for the last one as well, and then we're going to actually end out this video. Perfect consistency is an interesting one. No office politics, ready to work in 24 hours, not 24 days. Interesting. Never miss new 2 a.m. emergency calls. On every holiday without staff. Missed midday lunch calls, I guess maybe. And kind of like this one as well. Sick day savior. Okay. Now, the freedom formula, the growth accelerator, contract, 24/7 service. So I think this would actually be really good. List out all of the potential niches that could benefit from this service. Go as small or large as you can. All right, so this is really interesting because I started thinking about this and it feels like to me like real estate agents could be really interesting account. So estate planning law firms. So let's just say like all sorts of lawyer financial advisors could be an interesting one. And so I just want to think of as many different niches that we can target as possible. And then we'll start kind of like narrowing down and figuring out which ones are the best real estate agents, commercial real estate companies, commercial management companies, urgent care centers. Definitely don't want to get into this. The really urgent, like urgent care, hell no. But I think orthodontists, we already have dental practices in there, vet clinics, therapy offices could be an interesting one. Then we have sleep centers, physical therapy clinics. Then we have cannabis dispensaries, kind of interesting. Plumbers, I guess all of the HVAC, we could go even more specific. Electricians, roofers. We could do roofers, general contractors, landscapers, pest control, garage door repair, appliance repair, carpet cleaning, moving companies, auto repair, auto body shops, tire dealers, car detailers, windshield repair, towing companies, RV service centers, auto paint shops, hair salons, massage therapists, literally any company that's getting inbound calls consistently, they have to schedule, that's who we're going after. So let's say like pet groomers. Damn, we could literally target so many. So the interesting thing with this is that I was for like AI cold email system, this is a little bit harder to target because there's a very specific type of company that can benefit from sending cold emails. And a lot of times they're already getting hit up by people, but this is like completely untapped territory. You cannot tell me every roofer or electrician or plumber in the US has gotten hit up with this offer. So what I'm thinking is that potentially building this system will have like an infinite market to target. I could literally target this one offer, refine it with the CRM offer for the entire year and probably be set. And so this is really exciting to me. Driving schools. I'm just like, some of these I'm like, I can't imagine like a wedding planner or a music school getting so many calls that they can't actually answer. But I guess one of the main points is that we answer calls when they're not working, like at evenings and early mornings. So I guess it could be any of these really. So let's say hotels. I guess, yeah, catering companies. And another one to think about is we want to be able to, probably not breweries, I don't know. Another thing to think about is we want to figure out which types of these businesses have the most money to work with. So if like some of these businesses, think of like I don't know, maybe a barber shop or a craft, I don't know. Some of these, imagine like saying like this is a $6,000 AI project. A lot of them are going to be like, hell no, that's too much money. And then other ones are going to be like 20,000. Okay, no problem. So we're trying to think of those types of ones. So let's analyze by the size of their company and the ones that would have the largest cash flow to work with, and that would be easier to sell. So this is the last parameter that we're going to go with. We're going to kind of start refining this down a little bit. So medical professionals, plastic surgery centers. Ooh, that's actually really interesting. They would be able to drop 20 grand on a project like this, no problem. And so let's actually like categorize this a little bit. So let's do like high profit potential, high ticket sales potential, and we're going to do huge, no, large. So let's say like that's what we're looking for. Plastic surgery centers, personal injury law firms. I guess law firms probably, because we're not giving them any advice. We're just saying here's when you can meet with the lawyer. Estate planning law firms, medical spas. What's a medical spa? Dental implant, like orthodontist. They probably don't actually need too much. A lot of these are all right, so large HVAC companies, commercial plumbing. This is actually probably where most of the money is. So you can start to see what this process looks like of really identifying what niches are going to be able to pay us to build this for them, and who is it going to be really valuable to. Emergency service premiums, high call volumes, automotive, high-end auto repair shops, auto body shops, commercial fleet. I guess we can put the whole thing in, doesn't really matter. Okay, boom. So this is a wrap. I hope you kind of got an insight into the process of actually creating offers here. You can see all the different offers there's so many different offers you can create within this industry. Within the AI automation industry. This is one of the more, I think this is one of the more interesting ones because essentially it's super easy to set up and you can charge very high tickets for it. So it's low operational cost to actually set it up and high profit potential, and it's untapped markets. So personally, I've been targeting AI cold email systems with not super great success on cold email. So I think I'm going to test out this offer next month, put in like 30,000 emails and see how it goes. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it valuable, and stay tuned for the next one where we actually write the copy for this offer.